At Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center, you're not just a number. We offer individualized care for each of our patients, plus prescription delivery and medication management.
Meds Plus is there for any and everyone who wants a special touch with their pharmacy needs.
Call or visit today for a free consultation.
Bringing the pharmacist back to the community, Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center.
Visit Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center in downtown Birmingham at the new South Federal Building.
Hello, everyone, and today is Monday, and you know what time that is. It's time for Meds Plus Medical Minute. I'm Dr. Jennifer.
I'm Dr. Pauline.
And today we're marking an important moment in the month of May. As we close out Black Mental Health Month and step into Mental Health Awareness Month, we're continuing the conversation because maternal health is mental health.
So y'all, we are honored today to be joined by Carolyn. She is a new mom. She's a nurse extraordinaire, and she's someone who has lived through the physical and emotional challenges that too many Black women face in childbirth. Carolyn is also our sister.
Yes.
So we are so excited to have you here today, Carolyn. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you all for having me. It's a pleasure, and I'm so excited about it to be on your platform.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. And just to show you that this is real, y'all, Carolyn is still on leave. And when I checked with my guest this morning to make sure she was ready, she was like, oh, it was a rough night. So we are super duper thrilled that she's here with us today. So before we get started, Carolyn, if you would explain to everyone the alphabet soup letters after your name.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Again, like they stated, my name is Carolyn Etheridge. I am a bachelor's prepared registered nurse as well as a registered radiologic technologist. And let's not forget the founder and CEO of the Post Founders LLC.
Yay! Our sister Bill.
I'm about to say we have an entrepreneur in the midst.
Yes.
And I'll never forget when we first met Carolyn, Pauline through the sorority, Delta Sigma Theta.
We both did it together.
What connected us, and we did an event, but Pauline had a vacation schedule with her family. And it was actually Carolyn and I that worked the event together. You would have thought we were sorors, but I'm not even in a sorority. So Carolyn has always been a sister friend to us. Her business is our sister business. And Post Finders, just briefly, they do CPR work. So she's registered or licensed. Pauline and I, which also, Carolyn, we need to get on the schedule. That's coming up.
It is. I think we do in June.
We're back open this month, actually. So
yeah. Okay. So everyone, now that you know a little bit about Carolyn and her history with Dr. Pauline and I and Meds Plus, Carolyn, we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about your story. And we sincerely do thank you for trusting our platform to be able to do this. I ran into you, well, not ran into you, but we had an event together at Empowerment Word Church this past Saturday.
Yes.
And while we may have checked in, liked a post, things like that, I had no idea what was going on. And, and I came back and I told Pauline and I was like, wow, we need to have Carolyn on our medical minute. So Carolyn, can you take us back to your pregnancy, delivery, kind of give us a timeline on what happened? And when did you realize that something wasn't quite right?
Well, actually, this is my second go round regarding the preeclampsia. I experienced it with my first delivery 6 years ago with my first son, and it was on the front end of it. So at that point, I was on bed rest for about 2 or 3 months. I gained 85 pounds of fluid and had an emergency C-section. And it happened to be this one doctor, my OB at that time was on maternity leave. So I started getting passed around pretty quickly. And at that time, I was in Georgia. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, at Piedmont, Atlanta is where I delivered. And so I'm not sure if anybody know, but the culture of African American women in pregnancy and postpartum and things like that in Georgia, African American women, we have the high risk of deaths. A lot of providers don't listen to us. We aren't heard. Every sign and symptom of complaint that I had, in which it wasn't a complaint, but I was a real new mom. And so I would share with the providers that I was getting passed around to, and they would just say, oh, that's expected. But with me being a cardiac nurse and knowing what it is and what it should not be, and seeing patients that come up with cardiomyopathy, different things like that, it started to really hit me and affect me. I knew I began to aspirate. I had so much fluid on me. So I knew that that was not the norm, but it was this one particular doctor. Her name is Catherine Kahn. She saved our lives. And she just kept telling me, this is not normal. I'm on call this weekend. And I took that as, look, I worked in the cardiac cath lab at Piedmont, Atlanta. So I knew call was either Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday. So I took my chances. On Saturday, I called, and I just was kind of emotional because I felt like providers, as long as they feel like baby is fine, they're okay. But who's actually the advocate for mother? Who's the advocate for us as mom? And so I pitched that, and I was just emotional. She told me to come in. At that time, my blood pressure was through the roof. It was 200 and something, over 100 and something. They turned the screen away from me, and we immediately got admitted, got induced. But with every contraction, his heart rate was dropping. So he was kind of drowning in all that fluid. And so it transpired into an emergency C-section. Fast forward now, that was 32, I'm 39. I'm only 7 weeks postpartum. And so as I went through this pregnancy, I had a little fluid, a little weight gain, which is expected, but I thought that I had passed it. I thought this go around, I beat it. I wasn't going to experience that. I was excited to put that trauma behind me. But I was scared. I was scared even when I first found out that I was pregnant, because I knew what I went through. I shared that with my partner that I have now, up to expect it, because this was something new for him to experience. However, I now have a 6-year-old that I have to be here for. So you start thinking, did I get myself in a pickle that I shouldn't have? You start kind of not necessarily regretting, because being able to carry is a blessing, but I knew what my trauma was, and it started to really affect me in a different way. And I know that being a single parent to my son, TJ, that I know I have to be here for him. And that's all kept going through my mind. And so I thought I beat it. We made it. It went from a emergency C-section to now we're having a scheduled C-section. So we're prepared, we're ready to go. And here it is. It hits postpartum. And that's something that I never knew. I feel like the awareness and the education out to us, mothers, or just women in general, you don't hear them talk about postpartum preeclampsia. So on this go round, I experienced it postpartum, the fluid gain, fluid volume overload, the blood pressure issues, as well as dealing with the C-section recovery. So the trauma came back, and it hit a little bit different, because I was singing and excited one week, and then a couple of weeks later, here we go again. So that trauma, it affects you mentally a different way.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's interesting to kind of note that, number one, this wasn't your first pregnancy, and it wasn't your first pregnancy with complications. So you had been through this before, and you're a healthcare professional. So that's something I think is important to kind of, for people to realize. All of these things were working in your favor, if you want to, and I use that term lightly. But there's so many women out there who are either young mothers, or, they don't have any healthcare experience. They don't really know how to engage with the healthcare system. And so you have these people who are going in and just trusting everything that the healthcare provider is saying and doing without any kind of background knowledge. And so I think it's important to kind of, delineate those two separate populations, because whether you're educated and know what's going on, or you're not and have no idea, you're putting all of your trust in the doctors.
Exactly.
It makes it hard to navigate the healthcare system. And when we talk about postpartum depression, on top of, the trauma from the birth, it's kind of easy to dismiss. Like a lot of people think postpartum depression is just exhaustion or maybe baby blues, but
Mhm.
it's more serious and it's a lot more common than people think. So people experience symptoms such as sadness, withdrawal, overwhelming fatigue. You know, new moms to be tired is one thing, but if you have overwhelming fatigue and it lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks, it's time to start talking to somebody.
Yes.
So what were the signs and symptoms or the feelings that you experienced? And when did you know, okay, this is going way beyond just, a few days. I feel like my C-section recovery is getting better, but something's not right.
So for me, I would say I know, and a lot of individuals don't understand the difference between baby blues and postpartum. Baby blues is only supposed to last about 4 days to give or take a week. And that's what's expected. That's what you get home, you're exhausted. For me, everybody knows I'm not a big fan of kids like that. Like me being a mother of two, having multiples, that was an adjustment for me. It was an adjustment for me to have one. And now I look at it and say, dang, I can't believe I got 2 kids. Like, I'm still in shock right now. I'm still in shock right now. And just being realistic about it, for individuals who really know me and how I'm used to moving and what I stand for. So once you get outside that, I would say at max that week window, and you're still, can't really concentrate. Like that was a big thing for me. I noticed that it's things that I want to do, but I can't really even concentrate. Or I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling down. I'm just upset. I'm angry. I'm angry at the fact that I have to go through this. Or I'm angry at the fact that I'm, feeling this way. Loss of appetite. Of course, you're exhausted. But the exhaustion hits a little different because, they tell you to sleep when babies sleep, but then you start feeling bad and beating yourself up because you hadn't done anything. Not to mention, if it's something that somebody else is dependent on you. Because again, I now have 2 children. So, my responsibilities have changed. And you're trying to prepare for that. One's in school, one is home with you. I am breastfeeding, so I'm an exclusive pumper, so that's exhaustion, that's draining me. So with the lack of appetite on top of draining myself and a baby, it's just everything all at once. And let's not forget the trauma of recovering from the C-section. The recovery is different this time because again, I now have a responsibility, so I cannot just be lax like I just had one child. It looks different, but I couldn't even focus on the C-section because I had fluid volume. I was in and out of the hospital. I was admitted about 2 to 3 times from day one. I got discharged on a Tuesday. I was back in there the next day. And that, if anybody leaves this platform with anything, is just to hear and know your body. Yes, I am a healthcare provider. I know they got tired of seeing me down there, but I kept going back. And it was late midnight because I was here by myself with the baby during the day. That plays a factor. My partner does work during the day, so I'm here. So, some people are blessed to have a family around. They're blessed to have individuals that would come and do different things. And his mom came over, but for 90% of the time, like now, I'm here by myself. So you really don't have time to really take care of yourself. You really don't have that time to rest and to really do what you need to do to focus on self, because you have an individual that's here you have to care for. So that plays a big factor in it, and it causes you to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Me and my cousin talk every day. You look for those adult type conversations. You want to get out. You just want to ride around. Like, I've been tearing up Crab Barrack just 8 o'clock at night. They close at 10. I just want to go and get out. You know what I'm saying? Just to have that sense of I done left the house and I'm outside. But just the responsibilities just look different.
So it sounds like, and you're kind of listing some things that are currently helping you to get through it mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If another mom is watching this and silently struggling, what would you want her to know?
I would say, you got this, girl. You got this. But also, I have tapped into, my cousin introduced me to Audible. I enjoy reading books. And so I cannot, well, since I became a mother, I cannot read and turn a page as much as I would like. So I have tapped into more of Audible listening while I'm doing different things, just to take my mind off of how I'm feeling internally, get out of my feelings in a sense, and just listen to something, listen to music. I haven't really been able to get out and exercise, but of course that's one of the options. They say go for a walk, even though you want to go by yourself, but you may have to take the baby with you, sadly to say. But try to make some time for you. And I'm saying this, and to be honest, I have not had the opportunity to do that for myself just yet. But I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to these things that I'm sharing, to take time for myself, go get a massage, or just go walking, just getting out the house. If you just want to go get a shake, you deserve that strawberry shake. But mostly just thinking about the things that you enjoy and taking time for you. For me now is getting out with my oldest son. We've been having little dates and things like that. But if you take a look at it, it's still not for Carolyn. So within these next couple of weeks, I'm really looking forward to trying to figure out some things that I want to do that makes me happy. And so that's the biggest thing that I suggest. Share your feelings with someone, talk to someone. That's something that I'm going to be tapping into. And I'm not the one to ask for help, but we have to open up our mouth and ask for help. And see if you can get somebody to come over to watch them while you kind of tend to yourself.
So this is what we wanted, Carolyn, the engagement, the transparency. So we want our viewers to be well informed. I love how at the outset you talked about advocacy. Even though you are a healthcare professional, you still had to advocate for yourself. Advocacy is very important, and we want our patients and our viewers to know that as well. So I love that you brought out that aspect of what you had to do early on. Mental health and maternal health, we have really been educated recently through some of the, we would say, well-known celebrities, like the tennis player Serena, but that still misses people. And I remember we were talking and you were like, I did not know that. I thought I was out of the woods, kind of what you discussed. So I'm glad that you were able to share, and hopefully it will reach people that they will know and then be able to share that information. That's what Meds Plus is all about, getting out that correct medical information and sharing stories. So thank you once again for your transparency and this being a safe space for you to share. So thank you so much. And I see that you have engaged one of our viewers, and she's having a conversation with us as well. So thank you, Jennifer Carter, for submitting some of those great tips as well.
Yeah, definitely great. And I love this one. Just embrace the new woman that you've become.
Yes.
Because, when you have one child, it's one thing. When you have two, a career, family, there's so much that we juggle as women. You're a business owner.
Yes.
There's so much that we juggle as women. And sometimes we have to take our cape off. We're not Superwoman. Superwoman is a mythical figure.
Yeah.
We have to take our cape off. And like you said, I love how you said, find out what Carolyn wants, what Carolyn needs. I love that. It's not selfish to do self-care. Whatever you feel like you need, be able to have that support system where you can say, okay, I need an hour, or I need, a half a day, whatever it is, to take care of yourself. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. That's one of my favorite sayings.
That's a good one. I hadn't heard that one in a while. So yes, I definitely agree with that, because it's a lot. It's draining. It's exhausting.
And as I like to say, I like to leave the superheroes up to the Marvel universe.
That's correct. That is correct. So before we leave, because this is going long, and we love this type of conversation and engagement. So guys, Meds Plus Medical Minute, may become in a podcast, it may become in a show, who knows? But we do want to be able to provide you with this information to help in whatever journey you're going through. But before we log off, please tell us a little bit more about the Post Finders, what services you offer, and how people can get in contact with you.
Yes, I would gladly do so. So here at the Post Founders, we offer CPR, AED, and first aid training to healthcare and non-healthcare providers. We are also in the community. We participate at many community awareness and outreach events. We partner with churches and additional organizations as well as companies to get out information as well regarding cardiac awareness. Raising awareness and talking to our people about the difference in cardiac arrest and having a heart attack. Some individuals feels like that's the same thing when it's actually different. And most importantly, reaching our youth, teaching them how to utilize AED, how to relieve some of their friends from choking or utilizing EpiPens. But most importantly, giving them the skill set so individuals can feel comfortable and confident within themselves that they would know how to respond in the event of an emergency. So we kind of stand for all of that.
Absolutely.
You can reach. Oh, I'm sorry. You can reach us at. You can email myself. We're at the postfoundersllc@gmail.com. That's PULSEFINDERSLLC@gmail.com, or give us a call at 205-467-8002. And we are also on platforms, Facebook and Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. So check us out. I'll admit I'm kind of delayed with posting upcoming events, but stay posted with the things that we have upcoming, and definitely come out and check out our table and our booth.
Absolutely. And so being a small business owner, and before we wrap up, we definitely want to take the time to invite you all out to our event, the Meds Plus event. It is going to be this Friday. The time is here, y'all. Our event is this Friday, the Meds Plus Wellness Lounge, which is a part of Birmingham Small Business Week. And Carolyn, we know last year, we were outside, the three of us. The three of us were outside. We attended a lot of events together, and we're hoping that you'll be able to come out and attend some events with us this year. But our Meds Plus Wellness Lounge is happening this Friday, May 9th, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Crest Building. So you can go to BHAMUP, so BHAMUP.com, scroll all the way down, and you'll see the event that is going on in addition to the Wellness Lounge is doing business in the state of Alabama. So there'll be experts talking about how to do business with the city of Birmingham, how to do business with the Birmingham Waterworks Board, how to do business with the state of Alabama. In addition to hearing those speakers and experts, you can come upstairs to the rooftop and attend our Meds Plus Wellness Lounge. So we are very excited about that, very grateful to be able to partner with the city of Birmingham and Small Business Week to bring this into the community. As a small business owner, it means absolutely the world to us to be able to partner with the city of Birmingham.
Yes, yes, yes. And last but not least, we will be offering genomic testing at a discounted rate, $50 off the test. There's the link where you can schedule as well. We are doing this in honor of May Mental Health Awareness Month. There are now different ways that we can see which medications work best for you, whether it's mental health therapy through medications for anxiety or depression, or nutrigenomic testing, which makes sure that you're on the right supplement. So we're happy to be able to present this service to you. If this is something new, please go to our website. We have a page explaining all the different services that are available. But make sure you get scheduled this month while we have the $50 off.
Absolutely. So, Carolyn, thank you again for joining us. Again, y'all, if you need any kind of CPR training, you want to know anything about cardiac health, the Post Finders LLC is the company that you need to contact. So definitely reach out to Carolyn and get all things cardiac health. And we thank you again for your transparency, for your vulnerability. Everyone who's in the chat, thank you so much for engaging with us. We appreciate your comments and your questions. We're signing off for now, but we hope to see y'all at Small Business Week. Again, it is this week in the city of Birmingham. So go to bhamup.com and catch us out in the streets. Dr. Jennifer.
And for those of you that are seeing the conversation after the live, please continue the conversation going. We want this to impact as many people as possible.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. You were our first guest for Mental Health Awareness Month, Carolyn. And we look forward to the You're welcome. Absolutely. Yes. We'll have other guests that will come on next week. We'll have a new guest to come on. So we'll be excited to see y'all then. For everybody else, have a great week. Have a great day. And we'll see y'all next Monday. Bye, everybody.
I'll see y'all outside this week. How about that?
Correct. That part.
At Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center, results matter. Don't settle for less when it comes to your health. Empower your health journey with a pharmacy that puts you first. Transferring your pharmacy is easy with our guidance. Plus, we offer prescription delivery and medication management.
Bringing the pharmacist back to the community. Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center.
Visit Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center in downtown Birmingham at the new South Federal Building.